the golf club, and actually to get her core to engage a little bit more. So let me just start again real quick. So the overall theme when we started on day one was to try and get the synchronization of the arms, the club, and the body working a little better. So we used the swing setter. The swing setter does a couple of different things. It helps her to get the sensation that the club is actually swinging, so she's getting some hinge in her wrists. So you can see she does a great job of that here. More momentum in the club head. And it's actually going to, by trying to engage her core when she hears the first clicking, it's going to make her swing a little bit more dynamic and eventually a little shorter. And then as you can see here, her hands starting to lead the club back into the ball a little bit more, rather than that right leg getting a little too active and everything getting a little stuck behind her. So day one, the overall theme was just working on the synchronization. Then as we've worked further into her stay, we wanted to try and encourage the club to start swinging and setting a little sooner, a little closer to her, to make the swing a little bit more compact. And so we just use a little barrier outside of her body to get the club swinging and setting a little sooner. Core engaging earlier keeps the swing a little shorter and allows her to maintain or keep her arms then ahead of her and in front of her body as she swings through the ball. Let's have a look here. We've also just used a javelin outside of her head just to encourage her again to stay a little bit more on top of the golf ball, helping with the synchronization, and then just to make sure her head doesn't drop too far behind her. So you can see this impact position here is completely different to the one that we had on day one, where she's losing all of her angles here, not really maintaining the lag into the back of the ball. So a really strong, powerful position there that she's developing on the right hand side. We've done a lot of work with her short game, working a lot with her chipping technique, just trying to make sure that the club stays a little bit more in front of her so she doesn't get quite so scoopy. Working hard on her putting, making sure that her distance control, so the rhythm and timing of her putting strokes a little better. The overall technique's pretty solid, but really just working a little bit more on the rhythm and timing of the stroke. We've spent a lot of time on her pitching, so from about 40 yards to 90 yards, focusing on those kind of distances so she's a little bit more consistent controlling her yardages. And the work that we've done in the short game area is actually really filtering into her full swing, which is ideally what we'd like to see. So making great progress. We've got a couple more days left. We're going to spend a little more time on the golf course tomorrow, a CPC fitting on Wednesday, and probably a little time on the golf course again to finish things up on Wednesday afternoon. So again, she's making great progress, moving along very nicely. She's getting a lot of confidence. She's able to understand, if she doesn't hit quite so good a shot, she knows what the problem is, knows by what the ball flight's doing, how she can improve the next swing. So she's really coming along very nicely. Again, I'll make another video where I explain things a little better after Lea's gone. We'll make sure I'll include everything that we do over the next couple of days. But just a little video there for you, just to see her progress. So at the moment, I'm very, very happy with her. She's learning lots, making good decisions. When we're out, we've been playing on the par 3 course, and so her shot selection is really very solid. So she's obviously not just working on her swing mechanics here, but we're also developing her mind a little bit as she's out on the golf course. So yeah, if you have any questions, I know it's been really tricky to get hold of me the last couple of days as I finish up here. Been a little on the busy side, but hopefully we'll touch base soon. I think email is probably the easiest way to get hold of me, Michael. So I hope you had a safe trip back, and look forward to hearing from you. Take care.